It's me! I'm back! What's up, Broncos country? And how you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Welcome to the first post-Super Bowl episode of Nothing Rhymes the Orange and Blue podcast. We are now fully, completely, and officially in the NFL offseason. So tonight, we're not following any agenda. We don't have any schedule. We don't have any specific topics. We're just going to shoot the bull. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about anything and everything, whatever we feel like. Doesn't even have to be Broncos related. I've missed you guys. Hope you've missed me too. Doesn't matter if you have or not, because if you're here, you're excited just like me for the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Let's go.
Smooth, the pins to chew, breaking down plays about to debut. Never pride in every view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Bright lights of my heart in our view. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. From draft picks to game reviews, celebrating wins, analyzing the clues. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. No orange and blue.
Nothing rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast.
Oh my God!
What's up, Broncos country, and how you doing, Orange and Blue crew? Welcome to the first post-Super Bowl edition of the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast in 2026. I'm Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking. I've been gone a long time, and I am so pumped to be back, hanging out with you guys, shooting the shit, and just talking sports. Broncos, of course, but sports, and I'm so excited to be back on the waves with my cousin, my childhood best friend, Jay, the Dream Weaver. What's up, cuz? How you doing?
Yeah, man. Dude, I'm doing good. Long time no see, long time no talk. And it's good that tonight is going to be, freelance, because I feel like we have so many topics to catch up on, whether it be Nuggets related or Avalanche or just like the landscape of sports life that it is, to be a Colorado sports fan. And there's been a lot that's been going on. So, man, it's nice to be here with you, and I can't wait to get into the meat of the topics tonight. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, man, and I appreciate everybody holding it down on the Orange and Blue Network in my absence over the past month and a half. I mean, I've been here and there every now and then, but I run this thing. I keep it going, and unfortunately, it's just been very, very difficult for me the last month and a half to really do anything other than just sit there and maybe schedule a show here, the schedule of shows here and there. And even some, I really didn't get done. It was just like, hey, guys, go live, because I was dealing with some real heavy stuff. Multiple fractures in my spine were causing all ungodly amounts of pain, not just in my back, but down my leg. In a leg that I already had severe nerve damage in before anyway, and so I went from being, already handicapped, already crippled, to not being able to move that leg at all, not being able to move it, use it, I was in a wheelchair in ungodly amounts of pain. And honestly, for the last month and a half, I kind of just wanted to die. It was so miserable. Luckily, though, got some referrals, saw a surgeon. Not time for surgery yet, according to him, but he did refer me over to a pain management doctor who, got me in within a day and stuck, 4 long needles into my spine and started injecting steroids into my spinal cord. And basically, like, the fractures are still there. They're going to be there for a long time. I'll be dealing with this probably the rest of my life in one degree or another. But at least right now, the nerves have calmed down. And for the first time in over a decade, Jay, I can walk without a cane. Like he actually figured out how to fix the problem that has plagued me and kept me crippled and handicapped for 10 years. And I'm walking with a minor limp now. I'm walking around my house. I'm walking through the store with my kids, and it's a whole new feeling. It's weird. Like
certainly a roller coaster of the past month. Like that's just month and a half. It's just a lot of things, man. A lot of ups and downs and roller coasters of things, but it's good to see that you've hit the valley. Now you're headed back up and things are improving and settling into pain management and whatnot. Like you said, like, it's not like that'll like disappear, but to get to a favorable point in life to like sit back and enjoy the other things, man. It's good.
It feels good.
It's your levels, right?
And like I said, I mean, it's weird. It was almost like being reborn in a way, because, for 10 years, even before this back thing happened, I was walking with a cane everywhere, so like at any given time, one hand would always be occupied with, holding onto a cane. So like even walking through the grocery store, like I could only, had one hand or whatever to do anything with. Like tonight I was at the grocery store with my family, grabbing just a few items. And I'm sitting here going, oh my gosh, I'm carrying things with both hands. It was such a weird thing that after 10 years, suddenly I could use both hands while going to the grocery store. And, walking. It's been such a time. I'm so glad to be back, though. I've missed you, and I've missed this show. I've missed Broncos country. I've missed it all. And
I totally get it, man. I've said it for so many years. Through the ups and downs of life, sports is there, man. And the community of sports fans, and the people that we talk to around the country that maybe we've never met in real life. It's just the support entity through the thick of life events. Sports is perfect medicine for that, man.
It is, and I mean, that's
glad to see it back on the horse.
That's what I've done while I've pretty much been laid up for a month and a half. Is I watched some movies there, and I've watched some television shows, binge watched a few things. Have you watched The Outer Banks? Holy crap, what an awesome show!
No, I have not.
Never would have thought it would be something that I would have watched. And then I was like, I'm running out of things to watch. Like, and based on other shows I'd watched, Netflix is like, you'll enjoy this. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I clicked, man. I binge watched like 4 seasons in like a day and a half.
Dude, that the seasonal depression of weather in the winter just lends itself to binging on things that you've probably already, digested for years upon years. Like I've been on a Star Wars binge. I'm just watching the Phantom Menace, or watching, just not even in an order, just like, all right, I'm just gonna pick the hits,
Hey,
the good stuff.
You do you. I actually, at the beginning of all this, when I first found out that I had these fractures and was in all this pain, and that first week of being in the wheelchair, except to go to doctor's appointments or go to the bathroom, I pretty much stayed either in my bed or on the couch. Like every now and then I'd get up very painfully and get in the wheelchair, wheel across the house to do something, and then back to the couch. And man, I did Star Wars in chronological order. And I'm talking, nice. I'm not just talking the movies. I mean, I watched every Star Wars
Clone
movie,
Wars,
the Clone Wars.
Oh, that's a whole bang in itself.
I watched everything, dude,
yeah.
All the way up through like the most recent everything, The Mandalorian, all the seasons of that.
Sure.
Ahsoka. Like I went crazy. But then on top of it, of course, was sports. Happy to say I haven't missed a Nuggets game in a month and a half. Not
well,
one.
That's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I mean, we're both rocking Nuggets tonight, and things have been a little bit on the down low right there, haven't they? We'll get to that for sure.
Mixed bag.
And, I do got to shout out. You were talking about the people all over the country that we talk to, that we see, or that we've never even met, and possibly this community. I've missed this community, and everybody who's watching who's not already part of this community, come be part of it. Join us. Become part of the Orange and Blue crew. How do you do that? It's easy. That's right. It's easy. You like, you subscribe, you share, you comment. You make sure that you subscribe on YouTube. We are getting very close to 750 subscribers. And when that happens, we're doing another giveaway. So get on board. Tell your friends. Join the Orange and Blue crew, right? Make sure you ding that notification. Yeah, come hang out. Make sure you ding that little notification bell so that you know when we go live, because we got tons of shows every day of the week except for Saturdays and now Sundays in the off season. But Monday, and but we got Orange and Blue Blitz, Broncos Bros, Nothing Rhymes. That's this show. You've got the Mile High Sports Symposium. You got Broncos Talk, Mile High Outcast. For the Spanish speakers, you got Viva Los Broncos. And if we get any breaking news, we've got the Fresh Squeeze. So guys, make sure that you come check that out. Also check out, find us on X, find us on Facebook, and listen to the audio version of every one of our episodes of every one of our podcasts, wherever you find your favorites. So yeah, appreciate you guys for that. Got to show some love to the sponsor of the show, the sponsor of the network, have been for a long time. Jay's about to hold up the can. There it is. And that's Dubby Jitterless Energy Blend. You can find the link in the bio below. But Dubby is special stuff. It's got enough caffeine in it to kick you in the butt, get your day started, and not crash at the end of your day. And you don't get the jitters during, because Dubby has no sugar. It also has no calories or maltodextrin, fillers, or artificial colors. It's nothing but amino acids, B vitamins, and nootropics, including their patented Neurofactor nootropic. And the caffeine is derived directly from the coffee fruit. So it's as natural as it can possibly be. It's amazing stuff. Comes in a ton of great flavors. You can buy shaker bottles to go with them. It's good stuff, and it's good for you. I mean, how many energy drinks can you actually say that about? It's an energy drink that is good for you.
Most of them suck,
right?
man.
Yeah.
Tastes like garbage.
Yeah, most of them, but this one does not.
It doesn't.
Lots of good flavors, all kinds of good flavors, and they really do work. So jump on over, get yourself the dub by showing some support and getting yourself your energy. Use code OBN10, OBN10 at checkout. Will get you 10% off your order, and it will let them Dubby know that Orange and Blue Network sent you. So guys, just jump on over there, get yourself the dub. The Broncos couldn't do it that last game, in the AFC Championship, but you can do it for yourself.
Oh, man.
Hey, listen, I haven't been on a show since that happened, so this is kind of my
do you want to say your piece? You need to say your piece.
I feel like I need to. I feel like
pretty emotionally triggering game.
I'm pretty sure most everybody's gotten to at this point on the network. Yep. I just kind of have been here. But it's time. It's time for me to speak my piece on the end of our historic run to the AFC Championship. And look, I think two things. One, and I try not to be the excuse maker, but I don't think it goes down any way near the way it went down if Bo Nix hadn't been forced to take a drive to win a game that he never should have had to take, because that game should have been over. But
holding in the end zone.
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't got to talk about it, but but I am enraged that the referees did not call a holding in the end zone on the Bills and end that game. The fact that Bo Nix was on a drive he didn't need to be on and broke his ankle during it is unacceptable.
Well, according to Sean Payton, Johnny, it was inevitable. That injury was waiting for him around the corner. No matter where it was coming, it was coming.
Maybe not. It could be inevitable. It could have been inevitable. Doesn't mean it had to be. It doesn't mean it would have been inevitable before the Super Bowl or before the AFC Championship. It could have happened in the offseason in training. It could have happened next year at some point. But I also believe, and orange colored lenses be damned, that if the Denver Broncos, if Bo Nix had been in against the Patriots, the Denver Broncos would have spanked the Patriots. I really do believe that. And I believe that whether we would have gone to the Super Bowl, and I do believe we would have had a chance to win that game. And even if we didn't, it would have been a hell of a lot closer than it was when the frauds that were the Patriots took on the Seahawks this last Sunday.
Very much so. I would like to pose the question to you because you've also not answered this perspective. And this is just something I had thought about in between. But like the uproar that was social media for the 7-day stretch of Stiddy and the Stiddy movement and how big of a disappointment that was in the AFC Championship game. Like he really just, did not step up to the moment. Like there was a noticeable drop off, obviously, between him and Bo. Like, what's your memory of Stiddy going to be? Like, we were so high as Broncos country for just such a small time period.
Okay, so
reflect on Stiddy for you.
Let's reflect on Stiddy, Steady, however you want to say it, whatever. Look. There's a lot of ways to look at this. Do I think that Jarrett Stidham still belongs on this team behind Bo? I do. Because a backup quarterback is a backup quarterback. You can't expect them. Really, let's just be honest. They're a small handful in NFL history of backup quarterbacks have ever been able to step up and really make a difference for a long stretch or in those big moments.
Not in the playoffs like that.
Handful. A minute handful. And Stidham is a good backup quarterback. He's a great backup quarterback. And I think that there was a lot going against him in that game. A lot. Not even to bandy about, but the weather alone.
The most Denver has had all year long was the second half of that game.
Yes, it was insane. And it got to it was at a point where we couldn't even see the Patriots players on the field for the snow falling. It was so heavy, so thick. There's that. The pressure of the moment was a lot. I mean, let's be honest. He is a good good backup quarterback. Do you disagree?
Yeah, he is. We built him up to be like, oh, he's going to probably play just as good as Bo.
No,
I think a lot of us got convinced of that through the week.
I don't think I ever got to that point. I never once said he's going to be just as good as Bo.
He's going to be fine. Sean will lift all boats. Like it's Sean Payton's responsibility.
I did think that he had, with the pieces around him, on the sidelines, on the field with him, I did believe that he could get it done. I didn't believe in any way he'd be better. He'd be as good or better than Bo. If he was better than Bo, he'd be the starter. If he was as good as Bo, the competition between the two of them would have gone on longer for the starting position. He's not as good as Bo, and he is not, and he's not better than Bo. So I never once thought that, but I did think he was going to do better than he did. I didn't expect him to go out there and put up 300 yards and 4 touchdowns and, literally make the whole world go, holy crap, where have they been hiding this guy? But more like, I just thought, we stood a better, I thought going into it that we stood a better chance than ultimately we had at the end. Now, granted, our defense did a damn good job holding the Patriots offense down. And we kept it very close all game. It just wasn't enough. And I don't give a shit what anybody says. That was not a backwards pass.
Oh, yeah.
That was not a backwards pass.
Somewhat inconsequential, though.
Inconsequential.
You're right.
Look, that whole moment, that was what changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
Our defense had managed to keep their offense pretty much completely humble at that point. And look, he tries to do that 2-arm shovel shit. And ultimately it was sideline. It was a sideways pass. It was bumped by the wrist of the defender and went backwards. That was not a backwards pass.
Yeah.
And the fact that they called it that, and then it turns around and the Patriots score That was a momentum change that we couldn't come back from. Not without a great quarterback.
Let me ask you this. Are you on the siding with Sean Payton of the fourth down call maybe not the play call he called, but like going for it on fourth down compared to going for the field goal?
I was. I said it right then when it was happening. I said, go for it, coach. This is the big moment. What have the Broncos done all season? We have gone for it. We have, we have taken chances in the big moments. And this is the AFC Championship. This whole game, all 60 minutes is a big is a one giant big moment. Go for it, coach. I said it then. And so I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, could we have put more points on the board and it could have been a different outcome? Listen, shoulda, coulda, woulda, maybe. And also, let's not forget, this is one thing that drives me nuts. You hear it on TV, you hear it among analysts, you hear it on podcasts, people being like, if we had gotten those extra 3 points, but nothing says that after we got those 3 points that we would have then gone on to get that touchdown.
Yeah.
One choice, one thing going a different way changes changes everything that comes after it. It drives me nuts when they say that if they'd gotten this, if he hadn't missed that field goal. No, not necessarily. If he'd made that field goal, we might, the Patriots might have scored a touchdown next. You know what I mean? Like,
and that decision, I believe, was like in the second. So it's not like that was a last fourth quarter,
I get the position people are taking. I understand it. Put points on the board when you can put points on the board. I get it. But in the big moments, what had been paying off for Denver all season long, Bo Nix or not, it had been taking chances in the big moments.
And
Sean Payton saw that. Yeah, Sean Payton saw that. This is the AFC Championship. I'm not going to sit back and play it safe. I'm going to take a chance to go win this game. It didn't work out. Yeah, you're right. They read his play like a book, and it blew up. It fell apart.
I totally agree with going for it, like you're saying.
Yes.
But we can all get behind that we called the most obnoxious fourth down play to go for it on fourth with a Jared Stidham drop back. That's the dumbest thing in the world in fourth and shorts. Like, I feel like if we had Bo, we would have ran it, pushed it up. Or something similar. Quarterback sneak. We've done that so much on fourth down.
Give them a halfback draw, halfback power, something like that. But
who cares if they know you're doing it? Like, it's power versus power. Your line better win.
But again, the Patriots, I'm pretty sure they did their homework on Sean Payton. I mean, Josh McDaniels knows Sean Payton well. And he knew. They knew.
And that's what he said. It's basically, they were showing, so we went audible and like we did what the call plays, with the play calls for.
Exactly. And that's the other thing too is
versus the defense. It's the right play call.
Stidham, while a good and passable backup, a good backup. The guy hadn't taken a snap in 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's just a big
leading
moment.
Up to that moment, to that game. There's only so many things. Like you could see it early in the game, that drive down the field that ultimately was our score. That one you could see. These were design plays. These were things that they worked on that week for Stidham. You run out of those. You had 1 week to get the guy ready for a game that was the biggest game in 10 years for this franchise. You had 1 week to get him ready. You had 1 week to install plays specific to him to help cushion.
It's just the rest of the team didn't help out. I feel
not
like
really.
There's maybe the reason why he was not comfortable running the ball in that situation on fourth down is because Harvey's been god awful in between the tackles and lack of vision and lack of timing and
which is crazy because that's the whole reason we drafted him. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean he loves to bounce it outside. If we had Dobbins healthy for that game and ready to go. Maybe you're a little more confident in just giving him the rock and saying, go get a yard. We just didn't have that back. We were depleted in so many areas that
we were. And I mean, and I don't know what was going on with our offensive line. We had one of the best offensive lines all season. It seemed like the offensive line. Yeah. I don't even know what it was. I don't know if you can say it was because they were exhausted or Party too
Power
hard.
sucks. Wattenberg is not good.
I mean, they've been okay. They've been part of the best offensive line in football all season, but
the weakest links of like strong areas. Like we've got three incredibly strong guys.
We always had a saying in the Army, and that was a chain. You know, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing that was very, very noticeable about our offensive line was that our all-pro, Pro Bowl players on that offensive line, Quinn Miners, Garrett Bowles, love them to death, both of them.
Didn't play well.
And I don't want to see them go anywhere ever. But
yeah,
they gave up a lot of pressure.
They did.
To a defense that it has not been a top, one of the best defenses in the NFL. They've gone up against some of the best defenses in the NFL, the Texans, right? Like that, just as one example. They'd gone up against them and managed to still give Bo plenty of time back there. Yep. For whatever reason, without Bo back there, this chemistry was off, and you could feel it. And not Powers, but Miners was giving up pressure on the right side. Bowles was giving up pressure on the left side. McGlinchey was giving up pressure on the right side. It was collapsing around Stidham, and there was not much he could do.
Yep.
Either. I mean,
and
unless your name is Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix is one because he's his escapability is almost second to none, and then maybe one more, Joe Burrow. Unless one of those names, with that offensive line playing the way they did in that particular game, not all season, but that game, there wasn't much any quarterback would have been able to do with the time that he had to throw that ball or move that ball.
Mims had a pretty good game for the normal, average Mims game for the year. But like other than him, the offense was a dud for the playmakers around Stidham. Like it just was a weird vibe. And something I haven't heard a whole lot of people talk about the factor of it being, but Troy Franklin not playing in that game whatsoever, I feel like is a pretty big, target gone in a speed, perspective.
Now, granted, in that second half, in that snow and the wind,
probably wouldn't have done anything.
Wouldn't have done shit.
Yeah, true. That's true.
That in those conditions, it's a check down. It's a game of check down. That's the only way you can play. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like we got to where we were where we were hoping to be, and it just fell apart. And I will say this. I'm gonna get off of the AFC Championship now. I'm gonna talk about the season as a whole, or even just the playoffs. We wanted to go to the Super Bowl. We were hoping, obviously. Why would we watch this game if we don't hope to go to the championship, right?
You play to win the game.
Yes, you do. But at the beginning of the season, what did we say our expectations were? For the season before, with a rookie quarterback, we went to the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. We said that's our baseline now.
Yep.
That's our baseline. So what do we expect now? I can't tell you the date. I can't tell you the episode, but I can tell you that even we here on this show said we now expect to go win a playoff game.
Yeah.
That was our thing, right?
Pretty popular sentiment for sure.
Yes. We got to the playoffs. So that's our baseline now. So what do we expect? To go win a playoff game. Hey, guess what? We succeeded. We not only got the number 1 seed and first round bye, but we went out and beat the Bills, who was one of the teams that we said at the beginning of the season we wanted to go against, but also we're terrified to go against. We beat them. We did what we did. We set the bar higher.
It's a learning experience for sure. Like at least now all of our young core team has experience. I mean, they've now played in a conference title game. That's pretty good to say, as young as our team is. It's a good experience. You're right. It's a good stepping stone. It's a good glass half full to look at it.
It's more than a lot of people gave us any prediction to do.
We're ahead of schedule. I would say that's a good, subject to to bold here.
And we're gonna get right back to this topic, but I just realized we haven't hit it. We're 30 minutes in, we haven't hit a single comment, not one. And I feel absolutely terrible for the people that are sitting here watching that I haven't addressed anything they've said. And I feel terrible. I'm sorry, guys. It's amazing the rust you get just taking a month off of doing something. Mr. Shy Vargas, the man, the myth, the legend, our resident hype man on Get Shite says, congratulations. He corrected this. Congratulations to the Seahawks beating the Patriots on Sunday. I think most of Broncos country could agree. We didn't want to. We hate both those teams, but if we had to see one of them go win it, it had to be the Seahawks, right?
Absolutely. Patriots are sorry excuse for a franchise.
Oh, and that's the thing that I said. I'm gonna get some more comments here in a second, but I did say it, even though I wasn't on any of the shows. Everybody I talked to on the phone and messages, whatever, I said, the Patriots beat us. Guess what? The NFC Championship hadn't even happened yet, but I knew the Seahawks were gonna toss the Rams out, and so I was like, I literally said it when I talked to my mother, when I talked to Isaiah on the phone, when I talked to any of you guys in the chats or whatever. I said it. I was like, the Patriots are gonna go to the Super Bowl and get absolutely slaughtered by the Seahawks.
The Rams would have slaughtered them. Either one of those teams in the NFC.
So, it didn't really matter. But all I knew is I didn't want to see the Patriots win it. So I agree with you, Shy. Congratulations to the Seahawks. Bonkers Broncos coming in saying, "Oh, hey there, Mile High Viking. What's up, Bonkers? It's good to see you."
Bonkers in the wild.
I know. It's look over there. It's a Mile High Viking in his natural setting.
Got Bonkers.
I love Bonkers. Okay. And Shy agreed. I miss you, Mile High Viking. Miss you too, buddy. I've missed all of you. George Montoya, one half of the Broncos Bros, says, "What's up, my bro? Welcome back, Johnny." Thank you, George. Thank you, buddy. Nothing but love for you, and I hope you're doing well. Missed you on your show last night, but it was a great show, and can't wait to see you back on there next week. Bonkers Broncos says, "Mushrooms give me my eternal energy," in reference to our dubby pitch. Clayton Heron popping in the house saying, hey guys, smash that like button and share, guys. Thank you, Clayton. We appreciate it.
Clayton.
Our buddy Bronco Rob in the house giving us Mile High salutes. Says Super Bowl was garbage and the Patriots are frauds. I absolutely agree. They had no business being there. Honestly,
how down do you have to feel as a Patriots fan losing the Super Bowl the way you did? Your coach not getting to be a Hall of Famer and your owner not being able to be a Hall of Famer. You're just getting shut with the door in so many avenues to end the year.
Slam in your face. Oh,
could happen Robert, to a better franchise.
Right. Oh, hey, Robert Kraft. You're
out.
But all right, I digress. Ultimately, we did what we set out to do. We set the bar for ourselves higher than we were last year.
Yep.
And again, we did it with our young quarterback on his rookie deal, which means we still have a few more years of that low money for him to build this team around him before we got to go and suddenly start tossing big change in his pockets.
Where the quarterback money, the rookie money, is a short window to pounce and, to spread your money to things you won't be able to afford here in a couple of years. You're so right. The urgency should be now for a home run.
And it can be. It absolutely can be. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to make everybody around me, everybody that I talk to on Twitter, on Facebook, understand. Is look where we are right now versus where we were 3 years ago. I mean, okay. Right. I don't know if you saw any of these, Jay, and I want your opinion, your thoughts on this. Right after the game. I mean, like right after, not even 10 minutes. I'm jumping on social media after we lost to the Patriots, not the big game. After we lost to the Patriots, I'm on social media, Twitter and Facebook, and I'm seeing people everywhere. Well, maybe now Sean Payton will get fired like he should be. I'm like, and I literally, I mean, I was on Percocet, so I was not necessarily in my full right mind. But two, because you know me, I tend to like try to be. I'll disagree kind of gently. I'll be like, listen, you know,
A little pushback.
This time, I was not that guy. Like, not at all, dude. Like when I saw this person, like, oh man, maybe now Sean Payton will get fired like he should be. I was like, that is the effing stupidest take I have seen ever. You are an idiot. What is wrong with you? Like, did you eat paint chips as a kid? Like, what is wrong with, you know, I was like, Sean Payton, like, let's look at this. Sean Payton took a team who was one of the worst teams 3 years ago, lost by by almost 70 points to the Miami Dolphins of all teams. 3 years ago, one of the worst teams in the league, and in 2 years took them to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I mean, we've
Are
had a
you
great,
stupid?
had a great arc.
Thinking Sean Payton should be fired. What do you think, Jay?
No, I mean, it's obviously super dumb. But I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And if you want to have, you know, a toxic, bad thought process like that, it's probably the same type of people. And thank God we didn't have social media back in those days. But like, same people calling for John Elway's head, I'm sure, throughout his career. Like, oh, we got to be all done with him. Or, you know, the same thing that people had toxic takes about Peyton Manning in his last year. You know, it's just, there's some people that like have proven success that you just need to trust and see it through. Like, you know, I feel like Sean Payton has built up enough rapport to, you know, show that like progress is being made here. So like, let's not question him when he does fail and we take a step back. But like in the grand scheme of things, we're so much more ahead. You know, we're ahead of schedule.
You just said it, when they fail. Now, one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard is that failure is more often than not a better teacher than success.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
So true
Look,
too.
We went out there again. I'm going to say it again. 3 years ago, we had the biggest flop in NFL trade history in Russell Wilson. So much so that we paid him for 2 years. He was the highest paid player on this team, and he was on two other teams.
In a lot of ways, that's why Seattle just won a Super Bowl, folks.
Okay,
sad to say.
That. We had that in our way. We had a team that was disoriented. It had absolutely no camaraderie. It had no, you know, it was not a well-oiled machine. You had dudes that had been there forever that had never known what success tasted like, and then you had a bunch of dudes that were there that had never, you know, that were new and still also had no idea what success tasted like.
Yeah.
And Sean Payton took all the lessons he's had over a long and successful career, and again in 2 years' time took one of the bottom 5 teams. Because let me think. Draft before last. When was our first pick? We were top 10, weren't we? Like 7th?
I mean, that was Bo Nix, right? So what was that?
No, year before that, right after we like.
Oh, geez.
No, I guess you're right. But we were at 12. We took Bo Nix at 12.
Yeah.
We were top 15. That shows you right there. This team was not a good team. No. We were bottom half of the league.
Definitely not, man. I mean,
and again, so you see that right there. 2 years later, we're in the freaking AFC Championship, and had our starting quarterback been healthy, would have actually had a chance of going to the Super Bowl. So please stop diminishing the success Sean Payton has had here. It's real. It's quantifiable. You can literally look on paper. You can look at statistics. You can look at facts. You can look at next gen stats. Everything will tell you this is
Johnny,
successful.
Wasn't it 2 years ago that we had the over under for wins in Vegas at 5.5?
Yeah.
And obviously that was the 10-win Bo Nix rookie season, I believe.
First season, 5.5 wins.
But like that was the expectation. That's where this team was. We were mocked to be like a top 5 draft pick the next draft after Bo Nix. Like that
and
we
here
would
we
dip.
are.
Yeah, and here we are.
We
Pretty
just
nuts.
played in the AFC Championship. That's
3 points away.
That's top 4 teams. The top 4 teams in the NFL. What are you complaining about?
3 points away from a Super Bowl.
Did it suck to lose? Okay, you said it right there, Jay. 3 points in the Super Bowl. How much did we lose to the Jaguars by? Was it like 13?
Yeah, something like that. It was double digit.
Okay. That means I want to say it was 13. I'm going to look it up because I want to actually know this math real quick. I want to do these maths. That's how they say it in England.
The
maths, my maths. I've got to get to my maths class.
Like those are the last 2 home losses.
Well, there's that, but I want to see. Okay, yeah, we lost by 14 points. It was 34-20. That was the loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That means that this season, total, we lost 3 games in this regular season. We lost 1 in the postseason.
That's 4 losses.
By a grand total of loss of points, 23 points in the entire season.
That's crazy for 4 games.
Think about that. You lost to the Colts by a field goal, a last-second field goal. You lost to the Chargers by a last-second field goal. You did lose by 2 touchdowns to the Jaguars, and then you lost to the New England Patriots by a field goal. 4 games lost this season by a grand total of 23 points. Stop complaining about Sean Payton. He's done an amazing job.
Yeah. I mean, we can also play the other end of that of like how many W's were by, small margin victory. Like we had both sides of the fence this year for sure.
And I don't care how many. I said it in every single post-game show, did I not, Jay?
A win's a win.
A dub.
Yeah.
We won
It's
14 games.
14,
15 if you include knocking off the Bills in the divisional round. We won 15 games this season. We lost 2 at home, 1 in the regular season, 1 in the postseason. Everybody calm down.
Yeah,
because this team is on the up. I want to ask you, Jay. Do you think we're still on the up? I do.
Yeah, I definitely think we are, but I think this offseason is extremely pivotal to kind of know where the thought process, I think, for this team future-wise is going.
Absolutely.
I'm not surprised that they, at least the projections I've seen so far, right after the Super Bowl, is that the Chargers are favored to win this division next year. And we're number 2, Kansas City number 3. No. But it's the love that Adam Gase now going to the Chargers, which is on top of Mike McDaniel oh my God.
Mike McDaniels?
Yeah, Mike McDaniels, brain fart. But yeah, dude, that dynamic duo with Harbaugh is going to be something. It's going to be something else. It'll be entertaining.
I'm excited. Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple of things. Okay, so last night on the Broncos Bros, the Bros did basically like a role play.
Yeah.
Like stepping in the shoes of Sean and George and being like, okay, so we are Sean and George right now. This is what we're going to do this offseason. We're not doing that. But you got excited, didn't you? We're not doing that. We're not, we don't like to repeat like that. But I want to know from you, your opinion on things that will be done, or on things that you think need to be done, or things that have already been done that will be very intriguing, such as Davis Webb being elevated to offensive coordinator, and possibly, from what we've heard, getting play calling duties.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold our breath on that. I think there's going to be opportunities for him to call plays, but when brass tacks comes about here and we're in the playoffs next year, Sean Payton can't help himself, man. We know Sean Payton too well to know that he's going to fully relinquish control in pivotal moments.
I don't know about fully, but one thing that I think that might end up happening here, there is from what we've seen, in my opinion, I'm just going to throw this out there. We've seen that Davis Webb and Bo Nix, the two of them, have an incredible chemistry.
They
have
do.
an incredible chemistry. We know that Sean Payton and Bo, excuse me, I'm sorry, there's like a hair hanging from the bill of my hat. This happened to Mark Schlereth on one of his shows recently, and it drove him nuts. Drives me nuts too. When you have that one hair just like dangling right in your vision from the bill of your hat, it drives me crazy. Anyway,
Hat icicle.
Sean Payton and Bo Nix have good chemistry, but we do see them butt heads sometimes, right?
Sure. They need a buffer.
Davis Webb and Bo Nix, though, it's like best buddies.
Yep.
They know, it's almost like from the things that I've heard from guys like Zach Stevens and other people that have been
and
around them.
Stidham's in that group too. Like it's a three guy.
It's like they have like a telepathy thing going on. They know what each other's thinking. They know
they're all
what,
Auburn people.
Yeah.
They're Alabama people.
Yeah, Alabama, Auburn, and Oregon. Anyway, but the point that I'm making here is I could see maybe Sean Payton willingly let Davis Webb do some play calling to start the season or the preseason, see how that goes. You know, obviously Bo Nix will be coming back from injury. He's already on the mend from everything that I've been reading. You know, he's been doing his PT and he's progressing well. So that's good. That's great news. It was not a career-ending break. It was a clean break and it'll heal fine. And hopefully stronger. You know? They'll probably tape his ankle up a little more than they ever have before, though. But the thing that I'm thinking is that with Davis Webb and Bo Nix's almost secondhand understanding of one another, if Sean Payton gives him plays here and there, and then every now and then Sean Payton's like, hold on, Dave. You know, I don't know if he calls him Dave. I'm just going to say it. You know, hold on, Davis. Hang on, buddy. I've got a play I want to throw in here. I want this play.
Here's my superior trump card of I'm stepping in quick.
Yeah, I think that's what we might be seeing. I really do. Because if someone because if Bo and Davis Webb can really continue that brotherhood, that camaraderie the two of them have together now into a offensive coordinator, play caller, quarterback on the field kind of thing, we may see a whole new surgence of Bo Nix.
Well,
that we didn't see before.
You're totally right. I said that exact thing of aside from the Davis Webb versus Sean Payton play calling thing that we have been debating here because of this news, what does it mean for another year in the system and another seasoning of Bo Nix to him having more autonomy at the line of scrimmage to make his own judgments and his own adjustments?
We already know he's damn smart. We already know he's damn smart.
Absolutely. But, I can only imagine what it is to have Sean Payton in your ear, literally. Yeah. When you want to, freelance and maybe do something different than what the almighty God in your ear says. I'm sure Bo feels that way at times.
Devil on your shoulder?
Of dad's going to tell me what to do no matter what.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like Bo Nix and Davis Webb have a really good understanding of one another.
Yeah.
If you can take that, and let me ask you this, with Davis Webb being elevated to that position, why do it? If you're not going to, if it's not for that reason, he's young. He's had 2 years, right? 2 or 3. Was he quarterback's coach when Russ was here?
I don't think so.
I don't
think
so.
He was at the same time as Stidham being signed.
Yeah.
First free agent.
He has 2 years as a quarterback's coach. Mm-hmm. That's it. So if you're not going to utilize him for the chemistry he has with your starting quarterback, why hire him? Why elevate him and promote him to that position?
Yeah,
when you could have gone out and gotten someone else with more experience in that, right?
It's true.
So,
it's true.
That's why the moment that it happened, the minute that it happened, that's what pricked my brain. Was like, that's why you do that.
He was getting head coach consideration, and there were other teams reportedly that were going to give him full control OC, like the same basically job that he's getting here, but without the guarantee of that it's your
full control.
Yeah, but he chose to stay.
So he chose to stay. So that tells me that Sean Payton's giving, they sweetened the deal somehow, and I don't think it was about money.
Well, it doesn't hurt that there's no
doesn't
salary
hurt.
cap for
It
staff
doesn't
salaries,
hurt.
and we've got the richest owners in the world.
Agreed. It does not hurt, but you could go to a lot of those places where he was that were considering him and have that same thing still, but he chose to stay.
Same as Sam Ellinger, same as Zach Wilson wanted to. Like,
that tells me
you're right.
That tells me that there's a reason, and to me that he was elevated to that position. And to me, the only reason that makes any sense, I get my brain scrambled, so it may not always be right, but it's often not. But to me, the only thing that makes sense is elevating him to that because of his connection, because of his chemistry with our starting quarterback.
Yeah.
And therefore, the only reason you would do that is if he is calling some plays to make Bo Nix be better. So, so that's my opinion on that. Last couple on the Broncos here. I want to ask you, Jay, before we kind of talk a few other Mile High Sports before we bounce. We're not doing a long show. It's the off season.
Yep.
But hold on. A couple more comments I haven't hit here. Bonkers. The Bonkers is back. He says, glad I got to bring a friend to the AFC Championship game. I'm hurt.
Yeah, I'm a friend. What gives, Bonkers?
I didn't get an email. No text message.
I would like to be cordially invited to the AFC Championship game.
Granted, at the time, I was still in a wheelchair, and it wouldn't have been very fun for you. So I get it. But
we're all in different states as well.
I fully expect when we host the AFC Championship again next year, I fully expect to be your first call, Bonkers. I'm just messing.
Terrific.
Tim Dog, one half of the Mile High Outcast, says, "Is that Johnny I see? What's up, Jay?"
Hey, girl.
It's good to see you, Tim Dog. I love you, brother, and I appreciate, nothing against anybody on the show or on the network, at all. Jay, you're my cousin. I love you. You're my family. Isaiah is my best friend in the world. I've got nothing. I've got such close friendships with a 6'10" Mexican and Bronco Rob, and the host with the most Yost. They're all that. But I will say this: the person that had checked on me, I'm not even shitting you, almost every single day was Tim Dog.
Dude, Tim Dog's the best, man.
Almost every day I was getting a text message or a phone call. I mean, I swear to God, this guy was ringing my phone more than my wife does. And he's like, "Hey, Johnny, how are you? I'm just checking on you. You doing okay? You're in my prayers and all this." Tim, I love you, brother. I'm saying that right now. I love you, man. And I appreciate you so much. I'm so proud of the roster we've built for this network. Every single person that is on this network is here for a reason. And every single one that, whether I have been the one that's brought them in or someone else has brought them in a way or not, ultimately the last hire has been a great hire. Tim Dog, I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you, my friend, for being not just a fellow Bronco fan, not just a member of this network, but a true, really wonderful friend while I was dealing with some of the most terrible moments of my life over the last month and a half. So there we go. I'm done being mushy.
Dude, the Outcasts have been killing it, man. They in and itself, they really have.
In fact, this offseason, I'm reevaluating some of Nothing Rhymes, getting us back to what we want, the way we once did things, because we used to have a lot of really big name guests on this show, and we just haven't in a while. And that's because I'm going to admit it. I've been so focused on keeping the network going as a whole that I've lost focus on running this show. Yeah. And we used to have big names. We had Justin Simmons on this show. We had Garrett Bowles on this show. We had members of media. We had Mike Kliss,
the great Mike Kliss. James Palmer.
We had James Palmer from NFL Network. We had it lined up. It just ended up falling through at the end because of some conflicting stuff. We had Peter Schrager, who from at that time was on Good Morning Football. We used to do a good job, and I'm really, 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 I really, really, really didn't want to. I want to get us back to that, and we're gonna. this offseason is a change for nothing rhymes as well. Bronco Rob says, I checked you too. Didn't want to blow you up and bring you down with my issues. Hey, I was saying nothing at all about anybody because everybody checked on me. I'm going to say that. Everybody, Rob, everybody on this network checked on me, saw how I was doing, sent me messages, whatever. I was giving Tim Dog flowers because it was literally a daily thing. It was like 5 text messages a day and a phone call in the evening every day for the last month and a half from Tim Dog. So I'm like, I'm not taking anything away from anybody. You all are my brothers. I love all of you, and you all checked on me and I could feel the love. I could feel the care. But I did feel the need to throw that out about Tim Dog because he literally because he's gone through stuff too. I mean, he's got a family, he's got kids, he's got a job. He didn't need to be sending me 5 text messages a day saying just telling me he was praying for me and thinking about it. He didn't have to do that. So I felt like he deserved those flowers. I'll give flowers to everybody on the network. Everybody was, really, really wonderful checking on me and my family and what I was going through, what we were going through, all of it. So everybody was wonderful. I meant no offense, Rob, please don't think that at all. Bonker says SP isn't giving up his play calling duties.
Yeah, no.
I want to say I completely agree, but I can't. I'm not saying he's giving them up. I think it's delegation.
I would love to believe that because I think that's the right call, but I'll believe it when I see it. I'm hopeful that that's totally right, and you're 100% right.
And here's the thing.
We'll see.
Here's the thing. The Walton Penners. Another reason that I think what I think about this being maybe Sean Payton's going to delegate some of his play calling duties a little bit. As I think he's going to start, I think he's probably seeing some pressure from higher for that. Not just George Payton, but probably from the ownership being listen, dude, you've got too many irons in the fire. We're not fighting. You're our head coach.
The Mike Shanahan complex. That's why he was let go. Too many things. You got too many things going on, guy.
Yeah, I mean, the Walton Penners, they know how to run a business. I mean, let's be honest. They're one of the most wealthy businesses on the planet.
They know what they're doing.
They know how to run a business, and so that with that knowledge, I think that there's pressure coming down from above being listen, Sean, we're not firing you. You're our coach, but you got to make a change. You got too many irons in the fire, and the team as a whole is suffering for it.
Yeah.
And
that's why George Payton's not going anywhere. He's going to get extended. I know that there's been talk of rumors of him going back to Minnesota.
Yeah, I was going to say back to the Vikings. Good Lord.
I was reading, one of my good buddies lives in Minneapolis and he's a big Viking fan. And he was sending me articles of their local media was totally spinning that Georgie's coming home. I just shoot that down real quick. Look,
we have
dream on.
We have, since Sean Payton's been here, we keep saying Sean Payton did this in the draft. Sean Payton did that in the draft. He had, I think a lot, I think it was a collaboration, Sean Payton, George Payton, but these drafts were George's, they're George's baby.
Yeah.
That's what he is. That's what he is good at. He is good at drafting players.
I mean, Nick Benito should be his flag he waves in, picking people out.
I mean, yes, but no. Pat Surtain. Pat Surtain.
Dude, yeah, but nah. I don't. Yeah. I think that's the same thing as John Elway taking credit for Von Miller. No. I don't care where Pat Surtain played. Said Pat Surtain would be Pat Surtain no matter what. We were just gifted to him falling.
That much that he's but what I'm saying is how long have we said Justin? How long have we heard about the Justin Fields versus Pat Surtain?
Yeah,
George Payton passed on Justin Fields. We needed a quarterback.
Thank God.
And he was like, "No, I'm going to take a corner as my first round pick." When we need a quarterback, that's George Payton.
Yeah, that's ballsy.
Nick Benito, absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is, to me, Pat Surtain, up to this year, the reigning defensive, not the reigning anymore, the defensive player of the year for 2025. That's a pick that a lot of people didn't like. both in the fandom and the national media. They were like, he should have taken Fields.
Yeah.
Well, he saw what a lot of people didn't, and now we all see why. So that's the point I was making, but I digress. We're actually coming up. We're at the hour. I still had a couple of topics I wanted to ask you about, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Dobbins. That's all I'm gonna say. Dobbins. Thoughts?
Resign. I was quick to say it on the Bros. I was on the Bros, and that was one of the questions they spun out as well. And dude, I'm all on the train of let's get Dobbins. I'm not unhappy with that, even if we get exactly the same thing we did last time. It's just we now know more about Harvey to know that we need to have something else just in case. So like I'm on the train of re-sign Dobbins and draft another running back, an opposite running back of Harvey, so that you have the youngsters as the duel if they need to be, but we got to have someone else. Jaleel McLaughlin and Tyler Bidet and like these regurgitations of low-level running backs. I'm done.
He had some pretty spectacular moments in that AFC Championship game. Just saying.
Haven't we seen enough? Like we know their ceiling.
Yes, we have. Okay, so you answered the way I was hoping you would, because I like it. I love it when we disagree because we have something to talk about, but I really, really love it when we agree on something. And which is, it's amazing because we are blood related cousins. How often our opinions differ.
It's very true. We think differently.
We do. We definitely do. We always have. Oh. We always have. All of our lives. We always have. But
frozen in time. Retro. He couldn't even. Oh, there you are.
Okay, yep, sorry. I decided to recycle real quick. But I've been hearing all these things like go out and get Breece Hall, go out and get this, that, and the other. I'm like, yeah.
Tyler Algier. It's a hot name.
Yeah, that's another one.
So hot.
But you know what? We already have a guy. And you can say what you want about injury history, blah, blah, blah. But he was killing it.
Top five in the league.
Back in the NFL before he got hurt.
Yep.
And
doing fine.
He's going to come back healthy. Again. Again. Don't know if it's going to be I don't know if he can manage an entire season. I don't. Because here is the hard facts. He never has. And ever. In his entire career, he's never gotten through an entire season unscathed. But he is that good. And you've already got him. He already knows the system. He already loves this team, loves this fan base, loves this franchise, and loves the coaching staff. I don't see a reason to go somewhere else right now because I still think he has something left in the tank.
100% agree. You need continuity. He's a vet. Like he's a good vibes guy. You can tell he's like light in the locker room. Seems like a good
Broncos, absolutely love it. Last Broncos related thing I want to talk to you about real quick, wide receiver. And I've been seeing a lot of people tying Pickens to the Broncos. But his contract is going to be something like $28 to $32 million a year.
The Cowboys did tag him. So he's guaranteed no matter what the top side of tag money, which is always inflated and higher than market. So
he'll be $20 $32 million a season right now.
A lot of money.
I guess here's my question. We a lot of people will talk about this Russell Wilson money dropping off, and that is a thing. However, I don't think, because me, I've always been the contracts guy on the network. I'm sitting there on Spot Track and I'm looking at our current contract situations. I don't think all of Broncos country fully realizes how much of that money is already spoken for going into this next season. It's not as much as you think. It's a lot. It's more than we've had, but it's not as much as you think. So that being said, I'm talking, of course, about that $32 million to Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
We have higher cap than that. It's not just that $32 million. But with that being said, if you were to go out and say, bring someone like George Pickens here for 28 to 32 million a season, that would be like the only big name signing you could bring here in this offseason with what we have. Do you think that a wide receiver like Pickens would be enough to help this team move to the next level? Obviously, we know now, we said it earlier, our baseline, we won a playoff game. Now it's win the AFC Championship game. That's the next level. Do you think Pickens or someone like him, Garrett Wilson, one of these big name wide receivers that's going to garner a lot of money, would be enough to turn that tide and take the risk of not being able to make multiple good signings in this offseason for someone like that?
Well, I mean, that's the age-old question, I think, when you classify where your team is in the timeline, right? Are you a player away, or do you have massive amounts of holes that you need to fill, right? When you look at team needs. And in the offseason, when I look at this team, we've already taken care of our own. We already have locked up our key players, re-signing them, whether it be Zach Allen or, giving Benito the bag, or, we've already made the decision JFM is gone. We've already made a lot of the big money decisions that we need to. So, I personally would love to consolidate powers here and go get a needle mover, because I think we are like a one game wrecker away from, we were 3 points away from the Super Bowl last year. You can't tell me that someone like the caliber player of George Pickens wouldn't win you an extra game, on average in the season.
I fully agree with you. I think we are like a player or two.
I think we fall into that. We fall into that classification.
And by the way, that's including Dre Greenlaw. He's not getting cut. He's not getting cut.
Hey, you talk about if you want to free money up. That's a way of freeing money up.
It's a way of freeing money up, but he is good. All right. Give him another season with this training staff, with this health staff. And I think he plays a lot more of a season and is another very big reason that we keep going the way we've been going upward. Okay. I do not think Greenlaw is going anywhere.
I don't think so either. I'm totally in the camp of I think it's crazy to.
I do think I agree with you. We are a player or two away from being able to really wreck this league.
Short list.
And so let me ask you this, because we've talked about Pickens before on this show. One thing that you know me very well, character is a big thing for me, especially with the culture that this team has built. This is a very unselfish team. As a whole, this is a very unselfish team. Do you think bringing someone who's got the caliber, who's got the talent, I don't deny him any of that, someone like George Pickens into this locker room, who is a very, very, very me guy, do you think that could be detrimental to the culture and to the progression of the team?
Yeah. So I think it could potentially swing that way. And it's definitely a risk to bring in someone like that to a core offense that has kind of grown up together because they started so young together. So we've got a very, identified culture, I feel like, on the offensive side. I would have said no if, Bo was in his rookie year or just coming off of his rookie year, honestly. But I think we've learned enough about Bo and his leadership style to be able to have confidence in that Bo can set the tone for any newcomer to come into the family. Bo can be that guy.
George Pickens?
I think Bo can handle it. I think between someone like Sean Payton, that, also is a very demonstrative personality, that
Davis Webb.
Davis Webb, those kind of people, I don't know. I feel like we have a really good established culture that can handle a diva to get the talent, and just one, that's it.
I think you're more confident in that than I am. However, I do think that if you were to say talk to him, he's been tagged, so if you're going to get him, you're going to have to pay the most premium sum possible.
Yeah.
But if you were to talk to him about coming here, I think that was something that would be discussed in the meeting.
For sure.
I feel like Sean Payton would be like, listen, we like you. That's the whole reason you're talking to us right now. But we have a few concerns here. And I'm going to let you know right now, this is how we run this locker room. And if you do anything different, if you don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Acclimate or assimilate into that, you're gone. You will not see the field. So I think that would be the only way you could make it work, is make him understand from the get-go, this is what will be expected of you. And if you don't do it, you're gone. Because we do know Sean Payton is not afraid to cut anybody. Doesn't matter what their name is, how much money they're making. If you're not playing his game, you're not playing.
Let me bounce this idea off you, Johnny. This was a thought that I had a while ago when discussing the same thing. Last offseason, it was a point of emphasis free agent-wise to sign dogs on the defensive side, because although the defense was really good, we didn't have like the smoke. And in comes Dre Greenlaw and Hufanga that fit the bill to be like dogs on that side of the ball. Now, that was last year. This year, to me, now we need to turn the attention to a dog on offense. And sometimes that's going to come with, shaking the system a little bit. Like, it's a bend test to see where our culture really is on that side of the ball. And I just kind of feel like George Pickens, for the diva personality that he is, could be maybe that guy to shake some limbs and like shake it up a little bit and be
Garrett
a dog.
Wilson will be another one.
Yeah. Command. Like, I'm talented enough to be able to stand up and shout. Like,
absolutely. Just not at the expense of the team and the game.
Yeah.
Like I said, Sean Payton, if you're not playing his game, you're not playing the game.
Yeah.
So there's a balance, and it is razor thin.
It's hard to have dogs on the offensive side when your head coach, your play caller, is a dog. Like,
yeah.
He's a dog. Sean Payton's nasty.
He's a dog.
Two dogs. Everything wrong.
Got a couple more here. Shy Vargas, we need to bring Bo Nix on this channel. Working on it. I've already got some calls out to certain people of influence and to certain people who deal with Bo, i.e. his agent, to try to get him on this show, to get him on this channel. That being said, Mile High Medlock, other half of the Outcast, says, hey, fellas in chat, Shy, I'll work on getting Bo someday. I'm going to tell you this right now, Joe. Nothing
Work your numbers, Medlock.
Nothing but love for you, brother. I hired you guys. I brought you on this network. If you somehow get Bo Nix before me, and I'm not on that, I am not with you on that episode of Outcast. If I'm not on that episode of Outcast with you, you're fired. There you go. You're fired with nothing but love. Okay. So absolutely. I'm just throwing that out there. You get Bo, I'm on that episode with you, period.
That would be the ultimate getting medlocked.
That would be the ultimate getting medlocked. And I'm telling you, you medlock me there, I'm firing you.
The ultimate medlock.
The Outcast is off the Orange
Super Saiyan medlock.
Solo.
KO Ken.
No, nothing but love, though. Nothing but love. But for real, though, I'm on that show. Okay? All right. He does say, wouldn't be bad to see what the Super Bowl MVP would sign for with him being a free agent. He is going
K9. Yeah, dude, he's gonna get paid.
He ain't going anywhere. He's
injury prone too. He's very injury prone as well, just like Dobbins. He can't stay healthy.
But he just won SB MVP. Yeah. They're not going to let him walk.
No,
not for anything. Not. No. I mean, I would be interested to see. It wouldn't be bad, and I would be interested to see what would happen. But it won't happen. Yeah. It won't. He's not going anywhere. And Rob says, "Don't cut me. I'm not cutting you. You're the man who calls the games, man.
The voice of the team.
You are the game day voice. I'm the marathon man, but you are the guy who calls the games. Without you, the bucking booth doesn't exist. Not happening. You're not getting cut. All right. Last couple things. I'm sorry. We ran a little longer than I expected. I apologize, Jay.
Oh, no,
But,
dude, you're all good. Let's
Let's
just checking
pivot,
there's
let's
a...
pivot off the Broncos for a minute because we got some other teams still in it right now in Denver. Let's talk Nuggets for a minute.
Oh, it's, I should have worn my Nug Life shirt instead of this.
I was looking for my Nug Life shirt. However, it's buried somewhere in my closet. So I settled for the F Me Like the VA shirt.
Oh, there you go.
But
I didn't think it. I didn't think it through because we're like my opinion of the Nuggets is totally opposite of this shirt. We are not in smug it mode whatsoever.
We're not. We are not right now.
We're in 4 to 6 weeks Nugget mode.
Yeah.
We are the 4 to 6 weeks team. That is a great dub of this year.
Well, here's the thing. I think the Nuggets still have the talent. I think that we still have some chances, this season to really turn it around. But you can definitely tell how much rust builds between on teams when they are not playing together for any period of time. And I'm not talking about just a month without Jokic, a month and a half without Christian Brown, a month without Cam Johnson. I'm talking like you take a week where those guys aren't on the court together and the rust that builds it's so obvious, dude. It needs to be soaked in Coke for 24 hours and then like scrubbed with a Brillo pad.
I mean, like literally, I can't recall a season where we've had so many players out for a month abouts. I mean, Big Val was out for 3 weeks. Peyton Watson now is out for 4 to 6 weeks. Like the hits just keep on getting
Aaron
hit.
Gordon has been out for months.
Aaron Gordon, yeah, he's been gone a lot.
Like we had this starting five. We had this starting five.
Thank God for death.
That were terrifying. And then we had a bench that was just terrifying as a bench. The problem is our starting five all got hurt at the same time.
Yeah.
And our bench, all but one, literally all but one of our starting five got hurt at the same time. Now they're all coming back.
But staggering.
Staggering. And they're all coming back a little bit at a time. They're all on minute counts.
Yeah, and their own individual minute counts based on their injury.
Jokic was on, I think as of yesterday, Jokic just went up to over 30 minutes. But like that one game, it was 24 for Jokic. It was like 20 minutes for Christian Brown. And I'm just like, you can't knock off that rust because you see it. You can see it right now. These last 3 losses. Now, granted, the Nuggets have the most difficult schedule in the month of February in the NBA. And if you look at the first game of February to the last game, that's all the games coming up all the way to the last game, every game is against someone, pretty much. Maybe not the Grizzlies, but against somebody who is somebody.
Yeah.
In the NBA. And we're getting and these last 3 losses have killed us. They haven't been by much. They've been by a basket here or a basket there. But you can definitely
throughout the Jokic era, we've been one of the clutchest teams in the NBA. Like when the going gets tough, we can turn to peanut butter and jelly and stout defense and like just rock it for the last like 5 minutes of a game, lock in. But we have been the opposite this year. They were just showing the clutch stats for this year, and we're like 16th in the NBA in clutch time.
Different. It's
complete opposite than the actual personality of this team.
So like my father and I, my dad and I, my dad has kind of gotten away from sports in the last the last decade or so. He just really especially since our grandfather died, Jay. My dad used to be the one that went over to the house to hang out with grandpa and watch sports. After grandpa died, dad just kind of, but I got him watching the Nuggets, like got him this season. I was like, Dad, game 1. Watch it with me. And he's like, with you. And I'm like, yeah, I'll put in my earbud. I will call you and we will watch the whole game together, even though we're in 2 separate states. And we've done that. My dad and I watch every Nuggets game together on the phone. And so it's become this like fun tradition for us. But like, I keep saying it to him. I'm like, I've seen us make this comeback. I've seen it before. I've seen us come back from with less than 30 seconds left in the game, down by 8, and win this game multiple times. It's not happening this year.
Yeah, it's just,
and I don't know why. There's a lot of variables. Tim Dog asking right here. Bronco Rob, calm down. Hold on. Bronco Rob says, I didn't do well for the AFC Championship game. I'm being honest. First of all, you were by yourself. And that's on me. I just was not in a physical condition to do anything that day. I mean, it was a bad, bad day.
yeah.
But, when you consider that at the time, I was also completely without power in my home, and it was 5 degrees outside here in Tennessee, which it never gets that cold here. Our homes are not built for it. Even like, we don't even have the clothing. My kids are like, I want to go play in the snow, Daddy. I'm like, you do not have a single snow boot, snow suit, snow rated clothing. You have hoodies and tennis shoes and socks that you could put on your hands. You don't even have gloves. You know what I mean? Like, so on that day, I had no power, and the cold with the broken back was not good. I was in so much pain. I had to watch the game on my cell phone that I had been charging in my truck so that I could make sure I had enough juice to get through the whole game on my cell phone. And so I'm sorry, buddy, but you did fine for going solo, honestly, for the first time all year for an entire game. So don't be so hard on yourself. Tim Dog asking, how did we blow the game last night? I got 2 words. Well, I got 2 names for you. Donovan Mitchell, James Harden.
Spit on my floor.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I cannot stand James Harden.
Oh,
I actually respect Donovan Mitchell. Like, Donovan Mitchell is a baller, and he's never wronged me. I've never seen him be a punk. But James Harden is just the worst with his foul baiting and just his general demeanor.
His general demeanor is terrible, but he can ball.
It's yucky.
And he balls in the clutch moments.
Yeah. And
it's exactly what they did last night. Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, 2 of the best clutch players in the NBA, on the same team now. Like, I mean, I'd honestly forgotten that the Knicks traded him until I saw the game last night, and I was like, crap, that's right. But the 2 of them, they made the comeback, and they held it down. I mean,
it's too bad. So that's Ty's Ty. That's his team. And I've always been fond of Cleveland. I really liked how Cleveland was built, and it's really disappointing they gave up on Garland when they did for a cheap trade-in of a washed-up superstar. Just, yeah.
First of all, I want to ask one question, because I'm the man with the beard, right? Beard respects beard, right?
Oh, yeah.
I hate his beard. Like, I respect men that grow a full beard. I love it. I'm that guy that, like, I'm walking through like Walmart or something, and I see another dude with a big full beard. I'm like, hey, nice. Beards. I look at his though, and I'm like, what is that? Like, why? Where in your mind did you design this beard that touches your lips on all sides and grows out past your lips everywhere? I'm like, how do you eat? How do you drink?
No wonder he's always at the strip club, because nobody kisses there. Ain't nobody's gonna kiss that. That looks like a bush.
Even if I take a drink out of a glass of water, dude, it gets up. I mean, my mustache I have to follow the natural curvature of my mouth. My beard follows the same. It goes underneath in a curve and then down. Like Jonas Valanciunas. Valanciunas' beard is nothing short of glorious.
Yeah, it's a pretty good.
I love that man's beard. But what the hell is this chia pet growing out of James Harden's face?
Another quality Colorado sport, Brett Burns, quality beard. When we're talking,
you bet,
beards around town.
So anyway, that's how we blew the game last night, Tim Dog. It comes down to Donovan Mitchell and James Harden coming in clutch, and
we're not clutch right now.
We're not.
We don't have a lot of confidence right now. We're so fragmented.
Like I said, there is still so much rust between even our starters, these guys that have been on the court for years together.
Yep.
but right now, because they haven't been on the court together, you can see the difference. Errant passes between Jokic and Brown. You never see that. When Brown and Jokic are on the court, that ball goes right where it's supposed to. Last night, three times. Jokic attempts to pass to Brown and it shoots right past him out of bounds. Just the natural chemistry of the team right now is shook.
We have literally about a month to play with our food until, crap gets real. Your last 2 weeks of the regular season, you kind of need some things to fall into place, get healthy, and get the grease, the wheels are turning on offense for us. But
obviously
it doesn't matter right now. Who cares still right now?
Obviously, we're making the playoffs. There's no question about it.
Oh, yeah. We just need in the dance.
And obviously, you're not going to have Jokic and Murray during the All-Star break because they're going to be at the All-Star game, which congratulations to Jamal Murray. It's long overdue that dude gets an All-Star nod.
Yeah.
Way, way, way overdue, in fact. But congratulations to both of them for that. But I think this All-Star break is a time that the rest of the Nuggets that will still be together during this time really need to buckle down and start figuring out some chemistry again.
Yep. But at the end of the day, our core five know how to play with each other. It's not like they need to gel necessarily. It's just we need the stars to align to have everybody healthy at the same time going into the playoffs and stay healthy. Not just play one series AG and then you're hurt. And that's, the downturn that it is. We've got a lot of basketball to play in the playoffs. The playoffs are a long run in hockey and basketball. Man. Such a long season. It's another season.
Yeah. In and of itself.
If you're a good team.
Yeah. Getting to the finals is not a slow process.
No, you're playing another month and a half of basketball. So we just need to get to the playoffs. Fast forward, we already know our place. We're going to be good to go. We just need to get there. Intact.
And I'll say this. I'm going to get before we get out of here. I was going to talk Avs, but we're coming up on the hour and a half.
It's Olympic break. There's nothing to talk about.
The Avs are the Avs. They are the best team in the NHL. And I absolutely have no doubt that they'll be hoisting the cup this year. Yep. That being said, back to the Nuggets before we get out of here. Where was I going with this? I had a place to go, and then I mentioned the Avs and I lost it. My stupid brain.
That's okay.
It's not. Okay, I got to get that. There it is. I found it. I got to give the flowers to the bench. Because yes, we've lost some games we shouldn't have. Yes, we've lost some close games that last year and the year before that we would have won handily. But we have won a lot of games with guys that you don't see on that court for more than 5 minutes a game, being starters or being on that court for extended periods that they are not used to, i.e., Jalen Pickett. For crying out loud, the dude was it the Celtics? I think it was the Celtics we took on.
Yep.
With Pickett, with no starters in the game, not one starter in the game, and Jalen Pickett leads us to a victory. That was incredible.
I think we were down 7 players that game.
We were down 7 players. Val was out.
Yeah.
We had dudes in the game playing we had Hunter Tyson played 14 minutes in that game. That doesn't happen. So that being said, and Spencer Jones. How many times have we seen Spencer Jones start in lieu of, with Aaron Gordon out?
He's coming back at least. He was just upgraded to probable. I saw
look at what he's done. I'm sitting here I'm sitting here going, whose jersey am I getting this year? I might get Spencer Jones.
Dude,
he
earned himself a contract.
Yes, he did. So I definitely got a shout out, and I think Jay will too. I got to shout out this Nuggets bench because they have stepped up in a big way while a lot of big names were out. Dude,
Tim Hardaway Jr. is a animal. I remember watching him as a Dallas Maverick, and he would have spurts, but he wasn't consistent. I thought he was a very hot and cold player. He looked terrible for instances, kind of classic J.R. Smith, where he would just do crazy things and then do boneheaded things that were just the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Feels
is
like
so
he's-
much more level.
Feels like after what, 10 years now? He's a 10-year vet now.
Yep.
After 10 years in the league, here he has finally found his
He's leveled off, man.
Yes, in a way that no one would have expected.
Yeah, he's played so well.
When we knew when we signed him from Detroit that he was going to come in here. He's a good shooter, good 3-point shooter, decent on defense, but then he shows up and like suddenly the defensive game in his hands is going very well. And dude, he's hitting every three, like five, he's shooting almost 50% from three. I think
he's a vet that like can tell that he's got an opportunity to like win a chip. You can kind of smell it on certain teams, and that's why he was fine taking vet minimum and coming here, where I'm pretty sure he could have made more money somewhere else. But I mean, this is a premier place to play, man. If you want to like play serious basketball, we're going places. We're already champions.
We are absolutely. So I just wanted to shout that out. I had to shout out that the bench because they have done a phenomenal job in the absence of the big names.
Everyone get healthy, man. This team's going to win a chip. I truly believe it. If we're healthy, we can beat OKC. We can. We can beat anybody if we're healthy. Yeah. If we're healthy. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and bounce out of here. We haven't had the biggest viewership, and that's okay. We expect that from the offseason. That's always the trend. When the offseason hits, the numbers go down, and that's okay. I'm not hating on anybody in Broncos country right now for that. But it is good to be back. I'm glad to be back. Sure. This is my passion. This is like the thing that I love. And so I am so happy to be the healthiest, the best feeling I have in years right now. Within a week's time frame, I went from being like the worst I have felt in my life to being the best I have felt in a decade. And it's quite the change. And it's so good to be back. I've missed you, Jay. I've missed you, man. And we're going to keep it. We're going to hold it down every week, all year long, all the way up to the season, all the way through the draft and training camp. We can't wait to share it with you, Broncos country. Again, if this is your first time or you haven't already, make sure that you shoot us a like, go ahead, subscribe, be part of the next giveaway. It's coming up pretty soon. We're getting close. So make sure you subscribe, ding that little notification bell so you don't miss any of the awesome shows that we have on this network. I'll also check us out on X, check us out on Facebook, and listen to the audio version of every episode of every show, wherever you find your favorite podcasts. I thank you, Jay, for being with me tonight. And absolutely, man. I'm so excited to share, to be back at this with you. Absolutely, dude. We're up to speed now, and we can get started on the dread season of mock drafts. Just want to drink chemicals under the sink. Well, here's the plan. It's not just going to be mock drafts this year. We're going to go in a different. We're going to take a bit. We're going to do them. We have to do them. But tis the season. We're going to take it in a different direction. I'm going to say this before we get out of here. We're going to take it in a slightly different direction. Starting probably, I'm going to say starting the first week of March. We're going to go position by position. Each week will be dedicated to a position, and everybody's going to bring in a list. I'm going to say like a week before, I'm going to be like, next week we're talking wide receivers. Let's talk wide receivers. This next week, let's talk tight ends, and we're going to focus on specific positions and what we have, what we could have on what we could add, and all that. So. For need, because my God, do we need to spend any time talking about the cornerback class? Are we not okay? We're fine. I swear to God, if they draft a cornerback in the first round this time, Broncos country riots. Okay. Yeah. All right. That being said, thank you for joining us on tonight's episode of Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. I'm Johnny Baki, the Mile High Viking, with my cousin and my co-host, Jay, the Dreamweaver Weaver. We thank you for being with us. We'll be back with you next Tuesday. Don't miss any of our other awesome shows all week long. Good night, Broncos country. Go Broncos.
Orange and blue, we're here for you. Talking Broncos all day through. No stopping us, we're on the loose. Come join the crew, no bad news. Podcast vibes so fresh and true. Nothing rhymes with orange and blue. Catching up on all that we knew. Hit play, let the episodes accrue. Nothing rhymes with